Hello everyone, I'm Lucian and welcome to new Tanks Encyclopedia weekly report. This week has been quite a busy one for us. First off, we have solved our Google problems, which mean that Google Plus and YouTube are back on schedule. On the illustration front, we have received a generous one-time donation from Stephen Rea, and we have used it to approach illustrators on Fiverr, and we have 4 contracts now in place. We hope to see some good results soon. If you haven't already, check out our Patreon page and please consider donating or just sharing the page with your friends and fellow tank enthusiasts. Every little bit helps and all the money go towards illustrating. Now, on to the articles. As is now usual, I will be letting Andrew Hills present his own work.
The British Army, like other armies during World War II, had a need for mobility to haul men, supplies and field guns both on and off-road. Wheeled vehicles are well suited to roads and track vehicles are well suited to off-road conditions. The German solution to this was the half-track, or more correctly, a three-quarter track. Tracks at the back of the vehicle extending well forwards for off-road mobility, but wheels at the front for steering. The British had been greatly impressed by the manoeuvrability of the German half-tracks, in particular the ability to haul heavy guns, such as the 88mm, across bad ground with relative ease, and as a result wanted their own version. A number of captured German SD KFZ 7 and 8-ton half-tracks from the North African campaign were examined at Vauxhall's Luton factory in 1943, where they were considered to be the last word in mobility. Along with the vehicles, the engineers were provided with numerous documents and captured reports detailing known deficiencies and other information on the German designs as gleaned by the War Office. After just a year of work, the engineers had developed their own vehicle, the BT Traclat. Much of the vehicle was roughly similar to the SD KFZ 7, most obviously the overlapping wheel layout, where some small changes such as a switch to right-hand drive were made. The manufacture of tracks was extremely complicated, but the British produced their own version, 320mm wide, for a total ground length of just over 2 meters on each side. 6 prototypes of the Traclat were ready for trials by the War Office, but as at the time the UK was still using imperial measurements, so as to fit in with the needs of tooling and production, all of the parts had to be re-engineered down to the last nut and bolt. While this had the advantage of easing production with standard parts and spares, it did mean there was zero compatibility with parts from the original German vehicles. The suspension was by means of track bogies which retained only the look of the original German units, and the overlapping wheels were a mix of designs from both the SD KFZ 7 and 8, and some of the holes in them were actually different as well. Vauxhall had made a substantial investment in the development, and the trials were so successful that the Army ordered 7,500 in 1944 and a further 5,000 in 1945. By June 1945, though, the cost of the project and the arrival of victory in Europe had killed the project. Vauxhall were told to discontinue the work and the orders were cancelled. Despite being cancelled, the existing prototypes received some testing in July 1946 against a Crusader artillery tractor and the tractor made from the Electo self-propelled gun and beat both of them. Some further tests were carried out in Germany, but the project was over. Traclat was no longer needed in a time of post-war austerity, and the Army would have to make do with existing trucks that they had. All in all, the Traclat is a sad story, a very capable and well-engineered vehicle which could have stayed in service for decades, a vehicle whose full potential was never realised. None of those 6 original prototypes is known to survive.
The second article of the week was about the German Flammpanzer 38T, a flamethrower vehicle based on the Jagdpanzer 38T, better known to most people as the Hetzer. The gun of the German tank destroyer was replaced with a flamethrower hidden inside a fake barrel. 10 such vehicles were converted and were used against the Western Allies in 1945. This article was written by Mark Nash and illustrated by David. We have also been asked a question by one of our patrons. Gollum has asked us for tips on how best to do research. Well, Gollum, here's our top picks. Gather up as many sources as possible: websites, books, photos, videos, and primary documents. Books are better than websites. Primary documents are better than books. Critical thinking and logic are better than all of them. Read critically. Everyone can make mistakes, even the greatest researchers. Photos are worth 1,000 words only if you know what you're looking at. Discuss with other people who are knowledgeable in the particular area your research falls in. Recheck what you've written, have somebody else double check you as well, and I don't know is sometimes a very good answer. Well, that's it for this week. Don't forget to check out our website, like us on Facebook, or consider donating on our Patreon page. Until next time, look out and keep us in your sight.